Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and welcome to our weekly vendor sales video. We're going to be splitting it up a little bit differently. What I used to do, or what I did last week rather, is we went through all of the Dark Zone in one video. We went through, checkpoint and checkpoint, and then went through all the safe rooms as well. I think we're going to do now is we're going to split it up between the checkpoints, and then we're going to do all the safe houses or safe rooms in the same video as well, and that way it'll balance it out a little bit better. My first video last week was like 39 minutes, the second one was only like 13, so it wasn't balanced, so hopefully this balances the videos a little bit more. Now if you're only interested in the lightweight M4, as you can see in the thumbnail of the video, I'm going to put a link in the description, and hopefully someone's nice enough to put it also in the comments if you're on mobile and you can't find the description or something like that. You click that and it will bring you right to the part of the video where I talk about where the lightweight M4 is. I think the lightweight M4 is a must buy. I have my credits ready to purchase it myself, and we're going to go to the shooting range and we're going to compare it to the police M4 that I'm using currently. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy about that. So if you're just interested in that, like I said in the description, but we're going to go through checkpoint by checkpoint like we did in the first video. Some people were like, oh, you should just skip all the garbage gear, but one man's trash is another man's treasure. Even though you specifically don't find it interesting in certain pieces of gear, who am I to judge? There's a lot of people that play this game very differently and have different builds, so we're going to go through it one by one here. So we're going to go right in. We are all the way up on the north side of the Dark Zone in DZ6 West. So we're in DZ6 West, and let's see what we have here. Okay, so there's a tactical ACR here. Pretty expensive. Like I said, I would hold off if you're trying to get an assault rifle, because I think the lightweight M4 that we're going to see in a bit is a lot better. This doesn't have great rolls. Predatory, fierce, talented. I would skip that. Savage gloves here, but the rolls are unfortunately not very good. Pistol damage, SMG damage. Even if you're using an SMG, I would definitely pass on these. A really low stamina roll. Firearms mod. However, this is a good firearms mod. 264 armor, 242 firearms, so if you need some firearms mods, this is a pretty good one. Like I said, you want armor on everything. And then PEQ lasers, you can usually skip out on those because they give you a lot of unnecessary accuracy. They used to be really good because you could put them on SMGs and increase your hipfire accuracy, but hipfire accuracy got removed. At least for gear sets in this game, or not gear sets, sorry, the underbarrels. Like, you can't get hip fire accuracy anymore, so there's really no reason to even check out a PEQ laser. You usually want to get that crit damage on your underbarrel on a small grip. Okay, so let's see what's here. We're at West 46th Street. There's an enhanced AUG. Not great rolls here. I would just skip that. Spec Ops gloves, cunning after reloading the next shot with this weapon has 10% higher critical hit chance. That's for like sniper rifles, but even then, like 10% higher, it's kind of weak. Electronics mod and a reflex sight. Definitely not something you really want to worry about in this one. I'm trying to remember which checkpoint has the really good M4 in it. I'm not sure if it's on the left or the right, but I guess we'll find out. So if you were looking for that assault rifle and you are trying really hard to get an M4, this is going to be a good M4 for you to pick up. Now, people always ask, what's the difference between the police M4 and the lightweight M4? I never actually even knew that there was a difference. I thought it was just the way the model of the gun looked. But it turns out that they have different patterns, so we'll have to test that out in the shooting range and see how it is. Stamina mod here, skill haste, holographic sight, optimal range on a holographic sight. Usually don't want to mess with that. You want to get as much crit chance as you possibly can. There's no crit chance cap anymore, so if you can get your crit chance up with having a decent amount of crit damage and base damage, you'll be able to do a lot of DPS. Now, if you're short on funds, what I was doing earlier today was going around in all the contaminated areas in the Dark Zone and grabbing the gold DZ caches where you can get funds from it. That's a good way to do it. Spec Ops backpack, this isn't very good. First aid ally heal, that's terrible, you don't want that. SR7 suppressor, 16% crit damage, accuracy, stability, nope, skip out on that. So you can see a lot of these checkpoint sales are pretty bad this week, but I think the M4 kind of makes up for it. Can't fast travel during combat. Oh, I hate when this happens. It thinks I'm in combat when I'm really not. So I think instead of just shooting it, it's probably better just to run down here. Probably take less time and even get some XP on the way. What's up, buddy? What'd you give me? A blue? You give me a blue, man? I kind of wish that they would give you... You know how they updated the caches or the chests in the Dark Zone to give you, like, stuff relevant to your levels so you don't get, like, garbage? I forget what it's called. There's one of those, like, cases in the Dark Zone. We'll see what it is. I forget what it is, but you can, like, farm it once a day. It used to give you garbage gear. For some reason, I want to say it's, like, Survivor Cache or Survivor Crate. I don't remember, but I think they should make it so that it's the same throughout, like giving people in the city stuff as well, so at least they give us like a gold to use. Black market AK-74, 22.6k damage. The AK-74 is really underrated. It has vicious and prepared. Damage is increased by 15% when more than 30 meters from your target. 30 meters is pretty far, though. Keep that in mind. Fierce here. If you did want to use this, I would roll this for brutal. Maybe you can get use out of this if you're trying to do an Alpha Bridge build. I always thought the AK was a really good weapon, but with the fact that you can't get rate of fire anymore, what you used to be able to do is you used to be able to stack a lot of rate of fire in the AK and it would output a large amount of damage. It would just be really hard to control. But even if you only hit like a percentage of your shots and missed a lot, it still just hit so hard because it was unexpected damage. But with the fact that it's really hard to get fire rate now, I really wouldn't worry about the AK too much unless it's got perfect rolls on it. And even then, I think in this type of game, you're much better off going with an M4 or LVOAC. Anything that has high fire rate is going to output more damage. Performance mod here, pulse duration. Usually want to go pulse critical hit chance. You don't want pulse duration if you're using pulse. So let's go to the next one. So this M4 here, it's going to be interesting because we're going to be able to test out the different patterns. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to keep my police M4, if I'm going to move over to the lightweight M4. But the police M4 is like the M4A1, and then the lightweight M4 is like the M4 variant. It kind of looks like the Elvoa. So we'll see which one's better. I know that the lightweight M4 has much higher base damage. Shotgun, this isn't very good. You don't want that. Decisive, if you're running a shield build, this might be okay, except that it's got pistol damage. That's really good. You roll the marksman rifle damage for something else. And then you could do a decent sidearm build with this if you're doing like the 93R build that I've been seeing some people walk around with the shield. Electronic small laser pointer. You can get this for your pistol. It's only 24,000 credits, so if you want to get that for your underbarrel on your pistol, that'll help out. I remember it used to be impossible to get a high-end underbarrel on your pistol. You had to like get lucky and get one of the blue ones from HVTs or one of the earlier missions. And now they made it, I think in 1.4, they made it so that there was high-end pistol lasers so that you could put them on your guns and make it a little bit more accurate. So that wouldn't be bad if you're doing that sidearm build that I just talked about, because you're going to be like hip firing the pistol quite a bit, so that accuracy should help. Scar L, responsive, determined, ferocious. I don't think I would go with this. The Scar L is very weak. It's got a slow fire rate. Spec Ops holster, recovered, damage taken during cover to cover is regenerated. You don't want that. Prototype stamina mod, 237, that's low. Tyrant suppressor, 7.5% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, 2.5% stability. This goes on, it looks like the smaller, the Tyrant suppressors go on the smaller weapons, so if you're using SMGs, maybe this is something that you want. 7.5% crit chance on the barrel for an SMG is really good because it goes well with the passive critical hit damage that you get with your weapons, just as a passive talent. So that's pretty good. I would like definitely check that out if you're looking for a good barrel. I want to say East 34th Street is the one that we're looking for with the lightweight M4. I for some reason I think it's this checkpoint. We'll have to see though. All right, moment of truth. East 34th Street. Give me that lightweight M4. It took me a while. I farmed for about 2 hours. Here it is. Okay, so let me compare this to the weapon that I'm using now. Okay, So my Police M4 has a little bit higher enemy armor damage, but if you're playing for PvP, this isn't going to matter. That 1% enemy armor damage isn't going to change anything at all. It does have a little bit higher base damage, which is nice because that's going to scale harder with crits and all that kind of thing. RPM's exactly the same. It's saying that my Police M4 has higher reload speed. It also says it has higher accuracy, but it has a little bit lower range, and the stability is a little bit lower too. Now I'm not sure like how that works, because I think the police M4 has stability that goes left to right, and then the lightweight M4 has more stability that goes up and down. But if you look at the rolls on this thing, it's pretty insane. Like, it has armor, shred, which is exactly what I want, and it has adept. Like, I'm such a huge fan of adept. A lot of people don't really understand why I think adept is so good, and I think the reason adept is really good is because if you're using it with something like pulse, you're almost constantly getting 7.5% more crit chance on top of whatever you're using, and it goes so well with these talents. If you look at Vicious, critical hit chance is increased by 10% while having more than 2 segments of health. Well, if you're using Overdose like I do, you're popping Overdose, you're most likely going over those 2 segments of health, so you're going to have that 10% crit chance plus the 7.5 because you just popped a heal. 15 seconds is a really long time, and the cooldowns and how they are now isn't long enough for it to not be good, where you can basically get 7.5% crit chance all the time. And I rather take that extra 2.5% crit chance over like something like Fierce. I think Adept, and when it's in the 3rd slot, is one of the best talents in the game, and I find it to be extremely strong. So I'm gonna purchase this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll prepared for Brutal. So we're actually going to switch out Responsive for Adept, and we're going to see how it is. Now, I know Responsive is very strong on assault rifles because a lot of the gunfights happen up really close, in the dark zone. But I think overall, even though the DPS, like the paper DPS, might go down, I think having Adept and having that extra 7.5% crit chance, with the fact that, the assault rifles have higher base damages than, like, for example, the SMGs, I think it's going to help a lot with damage output. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to buy this here. We're going to purchase it, and we're going to take all our mods off, and we're going to go test it at the end of this video. So let's get to the next checkpoint here and see if there's anything else that we might be interested in. So far there's been 2 things that have been decent. That firearms mod isn't bad, although I think there was a better one last week, and there also might be a better one in the dark zone or outside the dark zone. So if you're really tight on dark zone credits, I would hold on to that and just wait and see if there's a better one like in the safe houses, or you could even like just check it yourself. You don't even have to wait for the video. But usually I think it's like DZ2 or 3 that has them. So there's a Vector here that has Brutal, Meticulous, and Sustained. Definitely skip that. The Vector is low tier currently. A Tenacious Mask. This is very good. 1244 stamina. Tenacious is one of the better high-end talents in the game if you're doing a high-end build or something like that and you can't get Pharaoh's Mask. I think this would be a really good one. 997 base armor is nice. High stamina. It has 9.5% exotic damage resilience. What I would roll here is just roll this disorient resist for enemy armor damage and you'll be good. Another stamina mod that's not really that good. A small grip here. 17% critical hit damage, 4.5% reload speed, 2.0% accuracy. That would be really good for maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a FAMAS or something. Let me see what mine is on the FAMAS, and we'll compare the two. So on the FAMAS, I have a small grip underbarrel, but this has 18% crit, and it has 2.5% stability and accuracy. So that stability and accuracy is going to be lowering it, so having optimal range would be better here. But, the FAMAS is, like, bugged right now. Like, you can even see it right now. It's, like, lowering the stats because there's something wrong with it where if you're using Alpha Bridge and you're using the FAMAS as your primary, it, like, deactivates your talents. So it's kind of annoying. So I just use the Police M4 almost all the time. But if you want it to go back to what it really is, you just switch it out and then put it back on. It should go back. I don't know why it hasn't yet. That's really strange. But yeah, I think if you just shoot once and reload, it'll go back. That's so weird. It's staying at 309,000. Why is it doing that? Let me switch here and switch back. Holy sh... What? Those things are insane, dude. Okay. Like, it's not a normal, like, turret. That thing just annihilated me. Oh my god. That's such a brutal thing to walk out into. Alright, well, be careful of those turrets, guys. Those are pretty unfortunate. Maybe, oh, okay, so the game just wanted to fix my DPS. Okay, thank you. Thank you, game. Just like, yeah, we'll show you how to fix this. So if you're going outside of East 40th Street, yeah, definitely look out for those turrets that shoot nukes, apparently. Because that thing, like, 2 to 3 hit me. I don't know if it was lag or if it just disintegrated me, but that was bad. That was so bad. Okay, let's go in here. Hopefully there's something, at least one more item. I find there's at least, like, 3 items worth picking up. Black Market M60 has Adept and Dominant. Oh, it's really shit. Steadfast is bad. This is bad. Flash Hider. Flash Hiders aren't the greatest. They used to be really good because they would carry a lot of crit hit damage, but they got switched out for accuracy now. So it's probably not worth. You used to be able to get like 30% crit damage on them. It was insane. Or even, maybe it's even more than that, like 36%. There's a whole group of rogues up top. We should go for them. It's probably not a good idea, because right now in the Dark Zone, the way resistances work and how you can buff teammates is so rough. But I really hope we're getting a PvP patch in the future. It'd be awesome. They said that there was one coming in the future after they fixed, you know, PvE. PvP was next up, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so a rehabilitated mask, not worth grabbing. This ain't 1.1 anymore, where you can just constantly get 2% of your health back per second. That was completely broken. So it looks like so far, like, that firearms mod and the M4 seem to be the only thing kind of worth grabbing. Okay, these rogues are right outside this checkpoint. I kind of want to go for them. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, last checkpoint here. Maybe we'll hop in and just give you guys a little bit of PvP. People have been asking me why I haven't been posting PvP videos. Police Ump here, it has responsive, meticulous, and ambusher. If this was responsive and this was like brutal, then I would roll ambusher for like adept or competent, and it would be good. But as long as you see an ump that has ambusher, which every one of them is going to have it, you need to have these other 2 talents be perfect, or it's not worth getting. Firearms mod, rugged mini reflex sight, that might be good if you're using it, but like I said, the other ones, or the ones that I have now are good enough. Game froze? Hello? Alright, so it's pretty unfortunate that my game froze, but now it's time to, like, see if this lightweight M4 is better than what we have. Okay, so let's see. The possibility, I don't know if this takes into account, like, all of the mods and stuff, so let's just, like, remove all the mods and then check between the two. Okay, so it seems like it's, like, almost exactly the same. It says that the lightweight M4 has a little bit less stability, though. I see it. Okay, so let's roll this now and see if we can get the things that we want. Now, this police M4 has been rolled so many times. It's been rolled the maximum amount of times, so we can't really change anything there, but we're going to attempt to change prepared to brutal. So let's see if we can get lucky here. We have enough credits. Oh, first try. Nice. Okay. Exactly what we wanted. Okay, so we got brutal there, and it's time to take the police M4 and the lightweight M4 and put them side by side and see, like, which one, like, does better. It says that the DPS here is 200k. If I switch, it goes to 178. Alright, I'm not sure why that is. It might just consider the DPS to be a lot lower because Adept is one of those talents that you don't get, like, raw DPS from. It's more of like, once you use a skill, then your DPS goes like crazy through the roof. So let's go see right now, like, what the differences are in these 2 weapons and see which one has better stability and whatnot. Okay, so let's put that there, and we'll put the lightweight M4 in the secondary. Okay, so now it must have just been that glitch, because now it's saying that the lightweight M4 has a higher base DPS, which I think is even better considering this one has responsive on it. So just to compare the two, like, let's see. So yeah, just to compare the two again, 18.3. Lightweight M4 has a lot more base damage. So now that we switched out Adept. So let's see which one hits a little bit harder. So short range, 38k to the head. This is the lightweight M4. 46k crits. Okay, so that's without responsive. Now, obviously, we're going to hit a little bit harder with the police M4. Or were we using the police? We were using the police M4, actually. Yeah, 46, 37. This is 38. 46. Wait, they're almost exactly the same, even with responsive? That's insane. Because responsive, I'm supposed to be doing 10% more damage, right? This is the police M4. Huh. Maybe it's because we're doing... Okay, so I think the problem is here that we have response. That's why, okay. So now it makes sense. This is exactly the same. So what we need to do is we need to actually put the FAMAS in as our secondary, and we'll compare it that way. I think that'll be better. Yeah, this will be much better. Okay, so close. That's the FAMAS. We don't need that. So 52k, 43k. 52, 43. Now let's switch out and put the lightweight M4. Now the lightweight M4 should hit for less. Oh yeah, 38 and 48. 39 and 48 it looks like. Okay, so that's obvious, right? That's obvious that it's going to hit a little bit you know, weaker close range. Let's see like long range here. So that's 21k, 30k crits in the chest, and in the head it's 39,000 still. 39k, 48k crits. So let's put on the police M4 now. 39 and 47. Okay, so you can see that the lightweight M4, at least at this distance, is hitting harder. So the only time that this police M4 is going to be stronger is if I'm really close. And then it's going to be like, you know, 43 and 52, whereas the lightweight is 39 and 48. So it's only like 4k difference, even with responsive. So let's see which one has like better recoil, okay? Okay, I see. Yep, I see exactly what the thing is. Okay, so with the lightweight M4, people were correct. It has more like up and down stability issues instead of it being like this. If you watch the police M4 kind of jumps from left to right. It's got really bad horizontal stability. See, like even when you're pulling it down, like it still jumps a lot from left to right. So I think honestly, like I might go with the lightweight M4 here. I'm gonna put all my stuff on that I had on my other M4. So we got this stability headshot damage, you know, mega rifle suppressor, the 18% crit chance crit damage. For underbarrel, we had a small grip, so 19% crit damage, 2% accuracy, 4.5% reload speed. So that's really good. And then I think we had, did we have this on? I know we had fire rate. Let me see, the 104, here it is. Crit chance, fire rate, mag size. Okay, so 359k DPS. So the DPS went up even without having responsive, which is pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure responsive gets brought into the DPS numbers. I'm not 100% sure though. But now let's with stability, let's see if it hits like any harder. I don't know, it just feels like the recoil is better for some reason. And my crit chance is going to be out of control with Adept. So I think I'm gonna stick with the lightweight M4 and try it out. And if I feel like it's, you know, not doing very well, then I could go back to the police M4. But for some reason, I feel like the lightweight M4 is gonna outperform my police M4 because, I mean, look at the difference in the base damage. You got 300 base damage there difference, and also, you know, like you lose 1% enemy armor damage, but it's definitely not a big deal. Now, if this was only like 20% or like 19%, I might consider, you know, switching it up and thinking that the enemy armor damage is actually gonna matter, but I don't think it's gonna matter at all, actually. So I think I'm gonna go with the lightweight M4. So if you guys want to check that lightweight M4, like I said, it's in DZ2. It's right here. It's at East 34th Street. So be sure to check that out. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and it helped you out, be sure to drop the video a like, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.